Everybody, welcome back. April 9th, National Chinese Almond Cookie Day. We're making cookies today. That's alright, it's not a bad thing. The only thing is I don't understand what makes these Chinese almond cookies. I don't know, that's the recipe says it's Chinese almond cookies, but there's no specific like Asian ingredient in it or something. It just seems like a basic almond cookie. But that's okay. We'll call them Chinese almond cookies because that's what they're calling them, and it's Chinese Almond Cookie Day. Alright, so I got my mixer ready. It's not that many ingredients, maybe like 8 things, something like that, 8 or 9 things. And we'll get them in the oven, we'll got our coffee ready, and we're ready to try some. Alrighty, so let's get started today. Okay, for our almond cookies today, we need 2 sticks of butter softened to room temperature, a cup of sugar, 2 eggs, 2 teaspoons of amaretto, a teaspoon of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and 2 cups of almond flour, and 2 tablespoons of sliced almonds to decorate your cookies. Okay, so we're ready to go. I have my mixer attachment here. We're going to put our 2 sticks of room temperature softened butter into our mixer with our sugar. We've done this before for a bunch of baking recipes, and we're going to cream our butter and sugar together first till it's all mixed and fluffy. Okay, and then once you have it to that fluffy stage, you're going to take 1 of your eggs, not both, just 1. You're going to add your egg, your amaretto. Now, if you don't want to use amaretto, you can just use, sub it out for almond extract. But we figure, you know my saying, booze makes everything better, so a little booze is going to help that. Our baking powder, or soda, powder, and our salt. I forgot which one I put in. Soda, powder, soda. Mix that together. Okay, and then once that's incorporated, we're going to add our 2 flours, okay? Now the recipe calls for just regular flour, 3 cups of flour, but I've worked with almond flour before, and I kind of like the taste and the consistency. It kind of makes this like grainy, nutty kind of cookie. But I didn't want to go all almond flour just because I've never done this recipe before, and sometimes with using almond flour you need some regular flour to kind of hold the whole thing together. Okay, so that's why I subbed it out. Just the 1 cup of regular flour, 2 cups of almond flour, okay? So you're slowly going to add this to your egg butter mixture. Okay, and that's it. Dough is ready, or batter, or whatever we're calling it. Okay, so you just want to get it off your mixer here. Alrighty, and then once you have that done, take your handy dandy cookie scoop, and you're just going to spread out your cookies, okay? Now I'm just going to skip ahead. I'm going to do this whole tray, but what you're going to do after you put them all down is take a glass, flat bottom glass, and you're just going to kind of press these down. So you want to preheat your oven now to 325. What you have to do with these cookies is you have to take a glass and flatten them a little bit so they become like a disc. You know what I mean? But the trick with that is that sometimes the dough, it could be because I used almond flour, the dough seemed a little sticky. So what I did was I popped this tray into the refrigerator for about 10-15 minutes to harden up the dough, and it made it a little easier to press down and release, whereas it was sticking to the bottom of the glass. Okay, so then what you're going to do is take your other egg and about a tablespoon of water and just make a little egg wash here, because we're going to brush this egg onto these cookies. Okay, kind of like we did with our empanadas yesterday. Okay. Okay, and then once you have them brushed with egg, take your sliced almonds and you're just going to sprinkle some on the top of each of your cookies here. Probably going to press them down too, just to make sure that they actually bake into the dough of the cookie too, just so they're not loose and sitting on the top. We'll just kind of press them in a little bit. So there they are, with our almonds pressed in them and everything. Okay, going into our 325 oven for about 12 to 14 minutes. Baking, keep your eye on it. You want to wait till they're nice and you see they start to brown up a little bit, okay? Parchment paper too, make sure, otherwise you're talking stick city. Alrighty, see you in about 15 when these come out. Alrighty, first batch is out and cooling. I want to have one though while they're still kind of warm and crispy, okay? These definitely spread out, so some of them kind of melded together, so you get your nice round ones, but then you get some that, that melded with some other ones. So we're going to eat one of the ugly ones and save the pretty ones, alrighty? Let's give this a try and see. Wow. That is a really good cookie. It's not overly sweet. It's got this nice chewy texture. I'm thinking from the almond flour. Great flavor. It's not overly almond. It's just nice and subtle. What a great little cookie. Almost tastes like, it almost tastes kind of like a sugar cookie, but not as sweet as a sugar cookie. Oh yeah, definitely like these. Make these. Really easy, really delicious. Wish I could send some of these out, but I didn't make that many, and I'm going to have to eat them. Alrighty? Yeah, maybe I'll send one or two. I don't know, we'll see. Alright everybody, have a great day. Happy Chinese Almond Cookie Day. If you're not going to make them, go to a Chinese restaurant that has them. Have some fried rice and some egg rolls, and then have some cookies. Alrighty? See you tomorrow, everybody.